السلام علیکم ورحمۃ اللہ وبرکاتہ. اعوذ باللہ من الشیطان الرجیم. بسم اللہ الرحمن الرحیم. اللہم ارنا الحق حقا وارزقنا اتباعہ وارنا الباطل باطلا وارزقنا اجتنابہ. اللہم اغفر لنا وارحمنا وارض عنا وتقبل منا وادخلنا الجنة ونجنا من النار واصلح لنا شأننا كله. Today inshallah we'll recite Hadith 1117 of Mishkah Sharif, and this is the chapter for the characteristics of the Imam, what qualities the Imam should have. عن ابن مسعود رضی اللہ تعالی عنہ قال قال رسول اللہ صلی اللہ علیہ وسلم يؤم القوم اقرعهم لكتاب الله فإن كانوا في القرعة سواء فعالمهم بالسنة فإن كانوا في السنة سواء فأقدامهم هجرة فإن كانوا في الهجرة سواء فأقدامهم سنا ولا يؤمن الرجل فی سلطانہ ولا یقعد فی بیتہ علی تکریمتہ الا بإذنہ. This beautiful hadith which is being reported by Ibn Masud Raziyallahu Ta'ala anhu, and he says that Rasulullah has said that an imam of the people should be the one who knows the book of Allah, Quran, the most. Not only the best in recitation but also in understanding and in practicing. If everyone is equal in that aspect, then the second characteristic you look for an imam is the one who knows the sunnah the most, or who is practicing the sunnah the most. And if that is also equal among the group, then the third quality is that whosoever has done the hijrah first, so then he will be the imam. If that is also equal in the group, then the fourth one is the one who should be older in age, then he should be the imam of the people. And Rasulullah also advised that a person who is a guest in anyone's house, or if he is a guest, then he should not be the imam without the permission of the host, and he should not sit in the position of the host when he is a guest, because he has to respect the host, that he cannot be the guest cannot be the imam until the host allowed him or asked him to do so. Neither he should sit in his place. And this is a hadith that has been mentioned, and the reason we have to explain this a little bit more is because the place where we are living, people who are either the president of the masjid or they are the president of the board, either they have not enough knowledge of Quran and Sunnah, because the third category, the hijrah, is not applicable here, not the hijrah that we come in this country, in the western countries, but this is the hijrah which was done in the time of Rasulullah from Makkah to Medina. So, and the fourth one is the age. So big debate, and the debate is that if imam does not have the beard, can he be the imam? And in this hadith it is mentioned so clearly that Rasulullah is saying that he should know the hadith. Now, knowing the hadith and without practicing is not something that you should be very proud of. So the beard is the sunnah of all the Anbiya, and Rasulullah has said in a hadith that you should reduce your mustache and let your beard grow. So beard is a sunnah which is a sort of I should say sunnatul anbiya. So how can you allow someone without the beard to be the imam, and how become he who is becoming the imam is very very eager to be the imam, even though he is not practicing the sunnah of Muhammadur Rasulullah. This is not a point of fight or a contention, but it is the ilm that you have to have before even you can offer any kind of services in the masjid. So you should, if you do not have a beard, people ask you because you are the president of the board or president of the masjid, then you should say no, someone else is more knowledgeable and he should be the one who should be the imam. Number two is the correct recitation of the Quran. This is the number one. The recitation in this, I really give an example of one of the reverts in the United States, which is Yusuf Estes, and then because he is originally son of the soil, that he is from this land, he cannot recite, he cannot pronounce certain Arabic word like it should be. So he has actually a person with him who has the beautiful recitation, and he always asks him to be the imam, and he does not feel in any kind of shame that he is a scholar and he is asking someone else to be the imam. So you should be do the same. This is for all the presidents and the of the masajid and the boards, who, because they have some authority, they just want to lead the prayer, although they may not be the best people in this category. So recitation of the Quran and knowing of Quran. Then the sunnah, we see that you should have the sunnah of beard of Muhammad Rasulullah on your face. The third thing is the dressing. Because we are living in a Western world, it doesn't mean that whatever we are dressing, we can be, come in the masjid and lead the prayer. It is mentioned that any kind of dress which shows the contour of your body is not adequate dress. It's not an adequate dress for the salah. So imam has to know this. All these people who, again, they are wearing very tight pants, or they are wearing other dresses, and they are, ready to lead the salah, they should realize that their dress is not even appropriate for salah. It's not haram and halal that this dress is haram and this dress is halal. Rasulullah has given us the guidance. In women, if the dress is showing the contour, that means the woman is actually naked. For men, if the man is also, this hadith applied to men too, that if your body contour is shown by the dress that you are wearing, then your dress is inappropriate, and leading the prayer is inappropriate. And the last thing is the age. It is always that elderly people wants to lead the prayer because, but if there is a young person in the masjid who is Hafiz al-Quran and who has very beautiful recitation, but he is a lot younger than you, then please let him lead the prayer instead of you leading the prayer, because you have authority, or you are the president, or you are whatever, Allah has given you the authority in the masjid. So these are the 4 qualities that our beloved messenger has mentioned, that who should be the imam in the prayer, who should be leading our prayers. Number 1 is recitation and knowing the Quran. Number 2 is knowing the hadith and practicing the hadith. Number 3 is that who is the one who come for the first for the hijrah, and the last one is the age. Wa akhiru da'wana alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin.